Alright guys, got a bit of a fun one. This is actually a 2v2 community, not community cast, but a 2v2 team match that we had during the stream this past weekend. I wanted to get this one up and running because it was a really good fight, had a lot of really good cinematic moments, and just wanted to go through everything with you guys because I feel like you'd really enjoy it. So right here we have a really strong army by... I'm sorry, Professor Pone was the one with the cavalry here, but a strong Beastmen army, a lot of gore herds here, two giants. The opponents that they're squaring off against are the mighty vampire counts on this end and the chaos on this end. So those giants are going to come into good use here, especially against the undead, which don't have a lot of anti-large to counter the presence of those giants. Those little guys right there, all buttered up and hot and sexy. We also have a Kazrak One-Eye as well as a Gore Bull over here on the Beastman side, and I believe there is a sorcerer somewhere. We'll find him a little bit. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's our Death Sorcerer right here in the Beast of Gore herd for the Beastmen army. Now, the really cool and interesting one here is the very thematic Cavalry Bretonnian army. We have 3 units of Grail Guardians here with a Fey Enchantress in the back. We've then got some units of Knights of the Realm on the flanks here, some Pegasus Knights, another unit of Mounted Yeomen over here, some more units of Mounted Yeomen Archers right here, already starting to pluck off into this really interesting looking undead line we'll go into in 2 seconds here, and then more Mounted Yeomen here. So a very interesting army composition with the Bretonnians. The Vampire Counts also have a very interesting one. Every single one of these little kind of detachment armies, if you want to consider that, have a Necromancer with them. So there's 2 units of Graveguard in the front and a unit of Skeleton Spearmen in the back of each and every one of these little blocks here, and a Necromancer accompanying each one. They have a Terrorgeist in the back, you know, the large beast of the night. We also have some Skeleton Spearmen, some more Graveguard, and then good old Vlad von Karstein. Can't go wrong with the noseless one. Then over here for the Chaos, we have quite a bit of Chaos Warhounds with poison and 2 units of Chaos Knights. I'm a huge fan of Chaos Knights, and as some of you in the comments know, I was really wondering, what's the trade value like for Chaos Knights to Grail Guardians? You know, do they stand toe-to-toe? Do Grail Guardians take over Chaos Knights? If in the tabletop it should be that the Grail Guardians, well, Grail Knights outclass Chaos Knights a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was like that in Total War Warhammer. I guess if we can take a look here, that kind of gives us a real rough idea of what we're dealing with. And then we have the Grail Guardians as well, so a little bit more actual melee defense. Got the Living Saints bonus here. They have their melee attack are magic, but the melee attack of the Chaos Knights is higher, so 42 versus 32, so they're going to be attacking a little bit more. 33 weapons strength on the Grail Guardians, 38 weapons strength on the Chaos Knights, so it is pretty interesting there. But we then have a very strong front line of Chaos Marauders with great weapons, some aspiring champions, and a back line of Forsaken with Prince Sigvald here, as well as a Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows. So let's kind of get this going here, and this is quite a large fight, so if we do get a slowdown in frames per second, I apologize about that ahead of time. But the Terror guys already jumping in here on these Mounted Yeomen, going hog wild, biting things apart, throwing things all over the place, just kind of like a petulant child right there. Trying to defend against this here charge by these Mounted Yeomen. The Beastmen are starting to move in on each other, kind of a shifted charge here to engage both enemies with 2 different portions of the line. Let's get in real close like and get the... Hey, I wasn't ready for that slowdown yet, but now I am. So we're going to have 2 very large, very low leadership armies clashing here. Beastmen right into some chaos here. Look at that. Just axe for axe, all the way down the line. We're getting it. And then we have the undead charging in as well. Leaps of faith abound. Boom! Like, hey, my gold, my blood! All the way across here. We already have some of the great weapons and some of the Chaos Warhounds starting to get on the move here as well. And the front line has met. So like I was saying, two low leadership armies, but we do have the Grail Guardians pushing in right behind them. So it should be a very interesting fight here. The Chaos Giant coming in to reinforce this line as well. Pushing and pathing right through, smashing into those Marauders. Kazrak One Eye going to duke it out here as well. Terrorgeist coming in, trying to be one of the very few things that's actually going to help out with that Chaos Giant. Let's see how the what's it called? The cavalry is doing over here. Cavalry, if you will. Cavalry. Calgary. Ottawa. Wait, no, sorry. We got the Royal Pegasus Knights and the Chaos Knights starting to duke it out a little bit. Got some Earthblood heals coming from Fey Enchantress. Already starting to get some breakage from the front line here. The Marauders starting to buckle. The Grail Guardians are going to be able to put them quite to the sword. But we have a charge of Forsaken coming in, which are going to do a whole ton against those Grail Guardians. Starting to have some difficulties here with the Grave Guard. The Chaos Marauders with great weapons are also in this too. I didn't realize that fight. But the Gore Herd is kind of cutting them up pretty heavily here. Kazrak in the thick of it, being surrounded by summon zombies. We got a Purple Sun Azirius going off here. Nothing too devastating. And then we also have the Chaos Vagina going wild, sucking things up and into it, just like normal vagina. I mean, what? The Gore Herd starting to get tossed about by that all over the place. Look at that, kicking and a heaping and a jumping. We got the Knights of the Realm have engaged in the back here, already starting to buckle though with the Chaos Knights and the Warhounds steadily on them, as well as the great weapons. But we do have a unit of Mounted Yeomen that's already buckled as well. Do have one thing you will notice, that there are quite a lot of units that are going to be left back here, and that's a bit of a blunder on the Chaos opponent's side. That didn't allow him to keep those units in the fight as much. But the Chaos Giants, I'm sorry, this Chaos Giant you can see is already starting to get ripped apart by the Terrorgeist here, doing quite a bit of damage. Mounted Yeoman Archers still plucking off at these Skeleton Spearmen, but the Undead are really coming out of this engagement very strong. The whole left flank of the Beastmen army has, for the most part, completely crumbled or has routed, as you can see as they're fleeing back here. Two Gore Herds kind of retreating a bit. We do have a very... the lovely shit stain of doom right there. I never know what spell that is. But we have quite a bit of Grail Guardians, and they're going to be quite a threat here for the for both armies. There's not going to be much that can deal with them. Oh, another glorious charge here. Oh, I get right into that. Chaos Knights and Grail Guardian Knights. There couldn't be a more beautiful matchup, aside from maybe Grail Guardians and Blood Knights, but that is just, you know, the epitome of order and chivalry, meeting the epitome of chaos and destruction right there. Oh, Gore's head just went right off. Popped it like a pimple. Flaming swords meeting flaming armor. All sorts of flames aplenty. Get this going back to normal speed here. The Grail Guardians are really going to get bolstered up by the Fey Enchantress as well. Her ability to buff them as well as add that overall aura to them is going to be a pretty heavy boon for this army. We do have quite a bit of a... not a bundle up, but a clump up here. That's going to be pretty disadvantageous, I guess you could say. That's not even a word I want to use. Doom Bull's trying to get some work in. This Chaos Giant just about dead. Vlad doing his thing. Focusing on that a little bit. Let's kind of get an idea of what else is going on around here. Got the Pegasus Knights still in good order, still in good flying order here, swooping around. Still about half strength, if not, well, actually more than half strength on a lot of these Grail Guardians. They're still very much in the fight. Got a flanking charge coming into those Pegasus Knights. Got a big old Doom Ball from the sky with the Fey Enchantress coming in hot. Oh, boom. Fortunately missed that cinematic zoom in. Pegasus Knights herring all over the place. We have the Grail Guardians making nice bulges for themselves, more or less. Terrorgeist still in good order as Vlad and the Gorbel continue to duel it out. Purple Sun Azirius doing more damage than it's supposed to. Oh, I'm sorry. this was a Deathbray Shaman, so maybe that Purple Sun Azirius was exactly as planned. Because this is a Shadows Chaos Sorcerer, so that would all make sense now. But the Grail Guardians really holding their own. Chaos Knights starting to really buckle here. We have the Chaos Hounds fleeing off into the dead of the night. But another unit of Graveguard coming in their orderly fashion as they do. All Lords still up though. Kazrak's up. Prince Sigvald's up. Fey Enchantress is up. There he is over there. Vlad just kind of duking it out with that Gorbel. Still up. Terraguy's finally getting put down and out of its misery. Kazrak's Scourge is popped here, doing some damage all around. But you can see in here that there's a critical binding on a lot of this, on a lot of the undead. They're really starting to falter here as their lord is now so far away from their engagement. It's not going to be beneficial for them. Chaos Knights starting to flee here. Got another one just about dead. These Graveguard are going to come in here, but not to much avail because they are anti-infantry and AP, which is... The AP might help, but the anti-infantry will not. Sigvald, though, his usual tanky self... Oh, that was a good spell there going off. Goreherd fleeing off into the wilderness, trying to get down those Chaos Warhounds. The Pegasus Knights still in it. Still in it. Coated in gore. Ready to fight or fuck. As you can see, though, the Grail Guardians have widened their path here. A strong circle of destruction as they just act like fucking blenders for all this undead. For the lady! Kazrak trying to get him there on that Chaos Sorcerer. Knock him off of his little Steed of Doom. Man and Yeoman are now out of ammunition. And the Beastigors are doing whatever they can to Vladi over here. Vlad's just kind of off in the corner, killing everything that goes up against him. He's got a Chaos Giant. Oop. Chaos Giant down. He's got a Gorbel down around him. Do whatever he can. The fight continues, though. We still have this, the remnants of the Chaos Army starting to really flee off the table here. The Grail Guardians are really still holding strong. They're just under half health. They're still very much in this fight. And the remainder of the undead is really starting to crumble off as their sorcerer is now dead. But Prince Sigvald tanking the majority of the Grail Guardians here. Pegasus Knight still at full strength. Well, not full strength, but still in the fight is probably a better way to put it. As you can see, remnants of the undead army starting to really fall apart here. Get one little final... see how I can do this. One last drop from the Fey Enchantress. Boom! Destroying those undead all over the place. Prince Sigvald trying to hold his own. His magnificent valor. These Grail Guardians are really... These ones, I think of the three, these guys were really in it the most. They were holding the line against all the undead while these guys were fighting off a lot of the Chaos Knights. Where's Lottie Dottie coming in here, trying to get some final kills before the game ends. We have a broken Sigvald, we got a broken now Vlad, or at least debilitated. Now disintegrating, army losses kicking in, and that really wraps it up for this grand battle of Beastmen and Bretonnia. This was a really fun fight during the cast. I really enjoyed it. I knew I had to share it with you guys because there was just so much that was going on in it. We had a lot of really good matchups here. In a really interesting way that Professor Pone here brought a ton of cav, and it worked out in his advantage. 422 kills, 224, 200 kills. I mean, the Grail Guardians really held their own. They were able to push through Badger's gore herds in the front to help add that extra shock to knock out all of these Chaos Marauders pretty quickly. But we did have quite a bit of damage coming out from the Forsaken as usual. 90, 30, 30, and 30. We also got quite a bit of kills from the Chaos Knights as well, 47 and 69. But Sigvald, as always, the last man on the field with 39 kills. But we're looking at Badger's army. Kazrak One Eye really dealt quite a bit of damage here. And the Gore Herds, especially when they were matched up against any of the Marauders, were probably cutting through things like butter. And 213 kills from the Beastigors as they probably slammed apart some of the Death Guard. I wasn't able to really focus in on them as much. And the Giant really brought its own at 115. The one that was mainly with the rest of the army was able to do quite a bit of damage because it wasn't being focused down, and it's hard for both of these armies to really focus a Giant down if they don't build for it, really. And we have here with the Undead army 4 kills with the Terrorgeist. Not as great performing as you would have, as one would think, but you do have quite a bit of kills spread across all of these Graveguard here. 51, 41, 44, 55, with 67 kills on these Spearmen. So overall, a really impressive fight. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot going on. Oh man, I didn't realize this. 90 kills in that Brave Shaman of Death. I wonder, and you guys can let me know, do the kill tally, does that include spell kills? So do let me know that. I've always wondered. But again, really impressive fight, really fun. I thought there was so much going on, such a good matchup for a lot of things, and a good way to show when you can do a very focused army like this, all cav, and have it complement if you have a all infantry and large unit complementary force. It was a really amazing way to see that these two, even if they didn't plan it, how their armies meshed well to push through to the objective and win. But thanks for watching here, guys. Thought it was a really fun one. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see more of the actual casts from the stream. I've been showing a lot lately, but there's been a lot of really good fights I wanted to share with y'all. But have a good one and take care.